Good morning, bonjour, buongiorno, buenos dias, hello, how best. It's Sunday, it's car boot haul day, 2 car boots as usual. The Trench Lane one will end soon. I think it goes on to the end of September, maybe into October if we get decent weather, but I think it's the end of September that one packs up, and then it'll just be down to the 1 each week, unless I go over to the Saturday one, which is unlikely. This is, my camera just made a strange noise. Stop it, camera. This is the stuff from Easter Compton. This is my filler bag. Excuse me, I just choked on a crumb. And I'm still a bit coffee and snuffly after it. This is my filler bag for £3 from Easter Compton. And there's very little in it, but what is in it is quite nice. I've got the Monty Python Really Silly board game. I'll need to check and see if it's all in there. But the box is in lovely condition, which implies it hasn't been played much. So I don't know how much that goes for. And I don't know where my phone is. My phone might be in the trolley. Or it might not, and I might have lost it somewhere. That'd be worrying, wouldn't it? Have a quick look on the Bay of E and see if I can see how much that Monty Python game goes for. About a tenner. About a tenner. Nothing very spectacular, but filler bag. Everything in the bag costs £3 altogether, so I picked up another silver-plated photo frame. I'm just selling these in bundles. I sold 2 the other day. They went quite quickly. This is probably the find of the day from filler bag. And I only picked it up because I was like, oh look, interesting pattern. It is a Crown Trent China oversized fritillary snake's head mug. Somebody's got 2 listed for 25 quid. So for filler bag, I was quite pleased to grab that when I realised how much it was. Unusually for filler bag, a pair of shoes. Don't often get shoes in filler bag. These are Clark's and they are only a size 4. But they're a striped summer ballet flat. Is it a ballet flat or is it a loafer if it's got that crossbar? Ballet flat loafer crossbreed hybrid. Yeah, not bad for filler bag really. Clark's pair of Clark's shoes in filler bag, mustn't grumble. Why am I not putting stuff into the bag? And then, oh dear, that's a bit low. A tiny cross stitch kit, a Punch and Judy cross stitch kit. 1 ice cube tray, just the one today. A Sophie teether, which Natalie said she thinks Kai will like. Kai's out for his walk. It doesn't squeak, so he probably won't be that interested. He likes ones that squeak. A Kellogg's football bowl. This one's actually got the football pitch printed on the bottom. Now ours doesn't have that, so this must be a newer one, I think. I wonder if it's got a date on it. It's got a barcode on the bottom, so I can't see whether it's got a date. But yeah, ours haven't got the football pitch printed on it, so that was interesting, to me at least. Incredibly dull for you guys, I understand that. A Brownie's hair clip. Sorry, I'm trying to get something like the back. Now, I didn't even know you could get Brownie's ribbon. I don't know if this has been created, you know, by Brownie's people or whether somebody has made these themselves. But again, I thought it was interesting to chuck in fill a bag. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 items in my filler bag. So we're looking at 30p per item this week. And a Radley umbrella. The handle is very sticky. It's a rubberized handle and it's very sticky, and I don't know whether it'll come up nice or not. I'll give it a scrub with the pink stuff, see how I go on. And I haven't unfurled it because I was doing a filler bag, and I'm not unfurling it indoors because the people who, the superstitious people in the audience will be dreadfully upset if I do that. But I'll take it outside, unfurl it in a minute and see if it's in good condition. And if it is, then a nice Radley umbrella for 30p. That's it for the filler bag. So not a huge filler bag, but still 10 items for 3 quid, 30p an item. Mustn't grumble at that. Go away, fly. I opened the window to let the fly out a minute ago, but my son is sawing and drilling in the garden, so let's close the window again almost immediately. I paid £2 for this enormous chase from Paw Patrol. Quite why I did that, I don't know, because I had a big chase and I've taken me months and months and months to sell him. He's only just gone, so why I went, oh, I'll have another one. It wasn't quite the same, the one I've just sold. And this one, his vest doesn't seem to fit very well. I'm trying to do his vest up. There we go. His vest didn't seem to fit so well. Maybe this is a vest off another plush or something. But it's very large and it was £2. Hello, Chase. Not quite sure what would have been on his head. Might have to have a quick look online and see if I can find a similar one for what would have been. I mean, they may just have sewn a string through and maybe he was hung up in somebody's bedroom. But there's a little broken bit of string there as if he'd been hung up. It could have been a fairground one, I suppose, and he may have been hung up on the stall. You know, when you go to the fair and they're all hung up along the edge of the stall, maybe it was that. I paid £2 for a Kipling bag, a little lilac Kipling satchel bag. I don't think we have a monkey. No, we are monkeyless. Quite often the way. quite often the ladies who like a Kipling handbag don't actually like a monkey keyring and take them off. This is a new chili. Quite often Kipling bags, there's another tip for you. If you buy a Kipling bag and you want to identify it, quite often they have the name on the label. They don't always have it. I think the ones you buy from QVC don't have the name on there. But the ones that you buy direct from Kipling do. So yeah, £2 for that. Sadly no monkey. £1 for a lunchbox for us. It is a Systema lunchbox. These are very good lunchboxes. And I fancied a new one, to be honest. This would have had 2 pots originally, now it's down to 1, but we do have other pots, so I could just pinch a pot from another lunchbox if I need to for any reason. So yeah, £1 for that. I can't get that back in. Honestly, Carla, come on, woman. You came out, why won't you go in? It is in. There we go. I paid £1 for this float vest. And then I realised afterwards that somebody's extended it. I'm not sure how the heck she's done it. Where is she? I think she's unpicked the stitching from where it would sit and moved it across because it's the same material. Very odd that she's done that and how she's done it. And I'll have to work out how to undo it before I can sell it. She's moved the zip in some way. Weird. I mean, I can see why she's done it. She's wanted to make it bigger for the child that it was wearing it, but the how she's done it is the bit that's challenging me. I'll have to compare it to one of my other ones and see if I can work out how to undo it. Or if not, at the very least I'll be able to take the floats out and use those in ones that I've got. I've got a couple now that haven't got the right number of floats. Yeah, at the very least it'll be useful for something. A hardback Harry Potter Hallows for little Lexi. She picked up the rest of the set when she was at the car boot with us a couple of weeks ago, but she didn't get Deathly Hallows, so we grabbed that for her. And I paid £4 for 6 of these Maxim. These are M&S Maxim tea or coffee cups. Go away, fly. And they are huge. They're a double-hander coffee cup. And I paid £6 for 4. No, £4 for 6. £4 for 6 of those. Resale value of around £5 each, selling us spares. So, not bad. Providing I don't break them all. This fly's really annoying and Anthony seems to have stopped soaring, but you guarantee if I open the window it'll start again. Oh! That was perfect. I opened the window and the fly went straight out, so I'll close the window again. I'll probably just do a lap and come back in the back door. I bought 2 pairs of sandals from the very first stall I came to. Lady wanted £2 each on her shoes. These are Clark's, just a summer sandal. I realise it's now not summer, but hopefully we'll get another summer next year. They're in good condition. They're a bit dusty. They need a run over with some sticky tape or one of those sticky rollers or whatever. But they're a nice wedge heel sandal for £2. And the other pair that I got from her were River Island, but barely worn. That one's a Hessian wedge with a crisscross plaited strap. Barely worn. So I don't know, I wouldn't normally buy River Island shoes particularly, but they were cheap and I don't know, they called to me. Interesting purchase for me, this one. This is the Happiness Planner. It's a really nice planner. I've been and had a look on their website since I bought it, and they retail at around about 50 odd quid. It's really lovely black and rose gold leather planner with a magnetic clasp there, and then inside is all the planner pages. I don't think they're dated. It's got stickers. Oh, now it must be for a certain year because it says Wednesday, June the 20th, etc, etc. So I don't know which year it's for because I cannot see the, oh, 2018. It doesn't mean it's useless, it just means that the day may not match the date. So Thursday, June the 18th, for example, June the 18th this year may not be on a Thursday. But I think somebody who enjoyed using a planner would probably adapt it to suit themselves. It's also a very nice thing, just the folder itself is lovely. Really good quality. It's got your pen loop, it's got your card sections. It's got, at the back, beyond the diary pages, I've got dividers and then there are stickers. There's pages of stickers that are untouched. There are month stickers to go on your dividers. It's a really, really lovely thing. And I'm not surprised when I saw that they cost 50 quid normally. I'm not surprised it's a lovely thing. It flipping wants to be at that money, doesn't it? Why the lady didn't use it, I don't know. Maybe it was just an unwanted gift. It comes with a couple of little clips. There's binder clips there and paper clips that should be inside it. Just a nice little collection of bits and bobs for someone who is into planners. The lady wanted 5. I offered her 3. She said she would take 3.50. And then when I gave her 4, she said she didn't have any change. So she said, "Oh, just call it 3," and gave me £1 back. So I ended up paying £3 for it, which I think is, to be honest, a proper bargain. I'm very pleased with that at that price. It's in its presentation box. The box is a little bit shelf worn. You can see where it's lived in somebody's house and not been used. But it is a really, really nice thing, and I'm sure somebody, somewhere, will fall in love with it. And the last thing from the Easter Compton car boot was this Osprey handbag. I paid £1. It's a rigid frame bag. The only flaw with it is that the pull tag has come off of the zip thing, and it's ripped through, so that needs repair. I will do that. I will repair it and put it back on. It's got a beautiful lining. Osprey bags seem to have the most gorgeous linings. I don't know if it's a Graham Ellis done. I don't think it is. I think it's just Osprey in general. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely bag. And I am reassured that it is not a fake by the fact that it has the lovely lining, because I have seen fake Osprey bags in Turkey when I've been on holiday, and they never bother to do the lovely lining. It is almost as though the manufacturers, the fraudulent manufacturers, don't realise that the lining actually matters. So there we go. It's a really lovely bag. I just need to reattach this zip pull on the top and find some way of mending that, because it's gone through the stitching. It's definitely fixable. I can definitely repair that. There we go. That's the last thing from Easter Compton. Now for the stuff from Trench Lane. Firstly, this shirt. £1.50. It is only 2 at Sainsbury's, but it is a linen cotton blend and it is very nice, and I'm very pleased with it for £1.50. And as you can see, it fits. I only put it on to see if it fit, and I didn't take it off again. I paid 50p for this stack of vintage egg cups. Vintage caravanning style camping egg cups. They are by Lucy Harding, apparently. I wonder if they are vintage or whether they are retro. Let's find out. Well, somebody's got a set of 6 listed, and they've put set of 6 vintage retro triangular Lucy Harding egg cups plastic, and they've got them listed at £30. Check sold. Somebody sold 4 for £17.50, 3 for £15, 7 for £19.99 on best offer. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 7. So I'm quite pleased with those, because they cost me 50p for the lot. So, and it does say vintage on all of those listings, so whoever else listed them believed they were vintage, and as do I. Pleased with them. Nice little pickup. I got 3 Early Learning Centre WizWorld magnetic. Apparently you can't hang them off each other like that. Maybe you can't hang 3, but yeah, they're magnetic. Why don't you go? You went a second ago. That's weird. I know magnets have polarity, but there we go. I've got it right now. I was getting the polarity wrong on the magnets. 3, they're magnetic. You can pull them along. You can drop them on the floor. They don't break, luckily. I paid £1 for 3. They sell better in slightly larger bundles, so I might hang on to them and see if I can pick up a few more. A Bravissimo bra, brand new with its tags. It's quite small. It's a sports bra. Running, ball, horse riding, gym. It's a 30 double D, so it's a small back but a fairly large cup size. And it wanted £38 originally. I paid 2. So hopefully that will make me a nice profit. Some dog treats for the dogs. They were 50p a pack instead of £1 as they normally are, so grabbed them some of those. A pair of Crocs sandals. Now I had a pair of these Crocs sandals before, showed them to you guys in a video and was bombarded with requests for them. Obviously they went to the first person who asked, because that's how I operate. If more than one person asks me for something, it's the first person who asked who gets it, unless they don't want to pay the price that I'm asking, obviously. These are a W8 on the bottom, which I think makes them a 6, doesn't it? Because Crocs are 2 sizes up, so I think these are a UK 6. When I buy Crocs, if I buy an 8, it says W10 on them, so I'm pretty sure these are a 6. They are the black Crocs sandals, and I can't remember what size the last pair was that I had, but I know they sold really, really quickly to a viewer, so maybe these ones will do the same. Get in touch if you want them. 4 mugs at 2 for £1 from 2 different sellers. These ones are the Leonardo collection, and they have cats all over them. And they will not focus. There we go. And then these ones are Calf Kidston, and they're just the candy stripe, red and white candy stripe and blue and white candy stripe. 4 for £1 on those. No, that's not true. 2 for £1 on each of those. I haven't got any room in the bag. I'm going to have to start putting stuff back up there. Joe Brown's dress, this was £3. The lady also had a Lindy Bop, but I didn't really like the pattern and I didn't think it'd be popular. And she wanted £5 on the Lindy Bop, so I left that one behind. But the Joe Brown, she wanted 3, and this is really nice. I've got a feeling it was a 16. I do remember looking at the label. Yeah, UK 16. Very, very pretty Joe Brown summer dress. Ruched back panel to give you comfort and stretch. Button bodice, lovely, lined, lovely dress, lovely dress, Philadelphia. I bought an electric grater. I have one of these. I don't have this same brand. I can't remember what brand mine is. And I know that when I decided I wanted one and tried to look on eBay, they were a bit more than I wanted to pay. I ended up getting mine on Facebook Marketplace and driving to the other side of town to pick it up. So I probably spent in petrol what I would have spent if I bought it on eBay in the first place. When I saw this, the guy had 5 on it. I offered him 3. He said he'd take 4. It has all of its attachments. I may either sell this one if it is a brand that commands a decent price, or keep this one and sell mine, which I know is a brand that commands a decent price. There isn't one listed or completed. There's some parts listed, but there's none in completed and sold. So like I said, I might actually sell my one and keep this one. But either way, I'm confident I can make some money out of a £4 spend. And then last, but by no means least, I bought a Cath Kidston changing bag in the blue spot design. It's got lots of its accoutrements, so it's got its long strap, it's got the little wet stuff pouch that you have in changing bags for stuff like that. It's got the additional strap for that in case you want to take that separately. It has the changing mat in the side pocket. It is in general good condition, with one tiny exception of a little bit of leather that's come undone here. That literally just needs a restitch. So I think that was a good buy for £5. He wouldn't drop. He said he'd already come down from 7. He was asking 7 originally, dropped to 5. He wouldn't go lower. But for it to have those accoutrements, I think is a good thing. So pleased with that for a £5. And that is it. That is the haul and all of the haul. Pleased again. Haven't done any listing for a week. I am behind on listing. It's been Natalie's birthday and various other things have been happening. Buddy's been out of the vets. Buddy had, about 10 days ago now, Buddy had an incident. The vet thinks he has had an episode of idiopathic vestibular syndrome, which your vestibular bit is the bit around your inner ear and whatever. You know, if you get an ear infection, you can lose your balance. Well, he couldn't walk. He couldn't walk in a straight line. He was circling. He was toppling over. He was in a really bad way. He couldn't get down the stairs. He was falling down the stairs. He was in a really bad way. And we took him to the vets, and the vet went, "Oh, he's a very old dog. You know, have you considered?" And we said, "Yes, we absolutely have considered. And if you think that's what's best, then that's what we'll do." And the vet said, "I'll tell you what we'll do." We said, we'll give him an injection for the nausea, because his eyes were rolling and flickering. And the vet said, "This is part of the problem, but it will be making him feel incredibly sick, incredibly nauseous." And, you know, so firstly what we'll do, we give him an injection for the nausea. And he said, "And then I'll give you a course of these tablets. You can have 3 days of these tablets." He said, "I don't hold out much hope that these tablets will make any difference to him, but I'll give him 3 days. If we quell the nausea, then he won't be in any discomfort. He'll be able to deal with what's going on. And in 3 days' time, we can make a decision." So we said, "Okay, if that's what you think's best." We brought him home. 3 days later, he was much, much better. Not 100% better, but much better. So we went back to the vet and took him back to the vet. And the vet said, "Oh, I can see an improvement." And he said to us, "What do you want to do?" And I did what I always do in these circumstances. And I always say to the vet, if this was your dog, would you make the final move? And the vet said, if it was my dog, I'd give him another few days. And I was like, okay, then we'll give him another few days. He gave us another few days of tablets, and we said we'd give him another few days. He said, and this took us up, it was going to take us up to Wednesday. And he said, on Wednesday, he said, if he's better, don't bring him in. He said, don't spend another, because it's £50 consultation fee every time. Don't bring him in if you think he's okay. Don't waste another £50 bringing him to see me. But he said, if you're here for that, you're here for that. I feel like I'm talking in riddles. You guys know what I mean. It's very difficult to use the words "to have him put to sleep," isn't it? It's an odd sentence that that you don't like using. By the Wednesday, he was almost himself again. So we rang the vet and we said we're going to play it day by day, but he's almost himself. Here we are now. This was Wednesday just gone. Here we are now. It's Sunday, and he is 99% his old self. It's amazing how this dog bounces back. He fell out of a van and landed on his head and bounced back from that. Then he was attacked last year by a dog that was 8 times his size, 10 times his size, and he had puncture wounds in his chest and God knows what, and we thought that was it for him, and he bounced back from that. Now, at the age of 15 and a half, he's had an episode of vestibular syndrome and he's bounced back from that as well. This dog is indefatigable. He is, I call him Rubber Man now because he just bounces back from everything. He is almost his old self. We are obviously prepared that when your dog is 15 and a half, he's not going to bounce back from everything forever. And we're keeping a very close eye on him day by day, and we are completely prepared that any day might be the day when the decision has to be made. But right now, he's bombing around, being himself. Don't know what this is doing in the end of this whole video. How did that pop in there? What was I talking about? How it had been a complicated week. That's why I haven't done any listing. It's been a really busy week. We've had to watch him a lot. Someone's had to be with him the moment he moves. You've had to go with him in case he falls over. He can't go up and down stairs. So we've had to be very, very, somebody's had to be here all the time. And it's been a lot. There's been a lot going on. I haven't done any listing. That's where I came in at the beginning of this. Anyway, I will do some listing this week. This week is very much going to be a listing week. And I'm going to break through some of this, but I'm not, as I said last week, I'm not too scared by having a backlog at the moment because the car boots are about to go downhill for the winter season, and I'll be glad of my backlog, definitely. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have seen anything in this video that excites you, there is an email address in the description box below. Please email me, and please don't be offended if I don't get back to you straight away because life, as I said, is a bit busy, but I do check my emails and I do get back to you. And as I said, if it's something that's popular, my fairness ruling comes in and it goes to the first person who's asked and then on down the line. Right, I'm done. I'm going to stop babbling. I'll see you next week. I think the camera must have agreed that I should stop babbling because it cut out as I was saying goodbye. See ya.